which makes this story all the more surreal. I was on a road trip with my then-girlfriend, Julia. We were headed for my family's beach house in a place called Cook's Beach, about 2 hours' drive from where I lived. We had a cassette playing. I would like to think it was Pink Floyd. And I was driving a little over the speed limit to try and promote the circulation of cooler air, no AC, through the open windows. It seemed like an ordinary drive until we passed the sign, "Welcome to Cook's Beach." That's when things got weird. The tape playing suddenly didn't sound right. It was discordant, like an orchestra tuning for a concert, but far worse. The vocals washed out and a darker sounding white noise filled the car. I felt very sick and had to turn the tape off. I looked over at Julia and her expression was a sort of unhappy I had never seen before. It was passing though, it was a moment and I might have imagined it, but I never wanted to see anyone look like that again. I asked her if she was okay. She said she was fine, and not seeing the fear behind her eyes, we carried on. We arrived at the house, but I stayed parked at the letterbox for at least a minute. We were both silent. I decided I would reverse into the driveway, and I did so whilst refusing to look in the rearview mirror, using only the fence to my right as a guide. When I finally parked close enough to the door, we both got out and moved as quickly as we could into the house. I still refused to look behind me. Once I was through the door, I closed the blinds so I couldn't see behind the house, and this is why. It's an image that came into my mind. A creature, gaunt, cat-like, hairless, gray, winged, maybe I'm not too sure anymore, and white-eyed. Behind that, a tall figure, black, hooded, and thin. This is what I was convinced I would see if I dared look outside. I looked at Julia. I suggested we have something to eat. Neither of us wanted to go outside, though, so we inquired as to whether there was anything in the freezer. There was. We put the 2 frozen meals into the microwave and sat down on the couch, waiting for them to heat up. I held her in my arms, but it didn't feel like her. It felt like an empty shell. I was horrified with myself. How could I think this of the girl I loved? I looked into her eyes and there I saw it. That fear. "We should leave," I said. "Yes," said Julia in a relieved whimper. We both ran to the car and got inside. Still, I dared not look behind me. I turned the key and it wouldn't start. I cried. Briefly, yes, but nonetheless, I couldn't remember the last time I cried, and I don't think I have since. I turned the key again and the car started. I floored it. I could feel the creature's eyes on me, watching, and until we had passed the sign, "You are now leaving Cook's Beach," my heart was filled with an unbearable dread. Julia and I drove silently for at least 10 minutes before we both simultaneously let out a sigh of relief that came with a warmth that filled my whole body. We just looked at each other with a sort of, what the hell was that kind of look. I suggested we stop somewhere to eat, remembering that we had left behind the microwave dinners. Over lunch, we discussed what had just happened, how we had both felt a profound uneasiness, and we had both seen a creature in our minds that we feared would be realized when we looked behind the house. I asked her to